We back for the third time today. PHILLYFIRST48. I was on hold for a minute. I wasn't doing no interviews, whatever the case may be. But we back really for grind when I want to be fair. Get everybody in. Get everybody's story. Can't be biased and shit like that. We gotta get everybody. If we gonna get story, we gotta get everybody's story and shit. Shout out to the old Philadelphia and shit. We all come from a dark place and shit. We all got a story and shit like that. Shout out to the whole Philadelphia. Shout out to North Philly. Shout out to South Philly. Shout out to West Philly. Shout out to Southwest. Shout out to Germantown. Shout out to Uptown. Shout out to the whole Philadelphia, man. You already know, man. John with the fucking Mac. You already know. PHILLYFIRST48. Our first 48. Episode, man. Y'all been waiting for the podcast. It's here.
Podcast.
And guess what, y'all? We got the top dog. We got the fucking you a legend and you the top dog?
The Zen Master.
Listen, he's a legend and he's a top dog right now. That means he never stopped working.
So they say.
Well, listen, we know. See, we know what's going on, and we gonna, you know what I mean, get into your story.
You already know.
You know what I mean? You're active right now.
Absolutely, all the way.
And you was active before.
Yo, bro. All the way.
That's heavy, man. Listen, man, but listen, how you feeling today, Ness?
I'm good. I'm in good spirits. I woke up another day. Have another productive day. I'm sitting here with the Mac man.
I gotta give him his flowers, man.
Please do.
You a fucking legend, man.
Please do.
You a fucking legend, man.
Please do. And I don't...
Dog, when I was fucking little, bro. When I was little, I looked that fucking Nate in the van, nigga. I was rooting for Ness. I'm like, a nigga there from Philly, all right, cool, and he carrying the right way. Fuck before that. Before that, though.
My only goal was on that show to get some national exposure. That was my only goal, whether I made the group or not.
Okay.
That was a bonus. But prior to that, I was in the street. I was doing the groundwork. I was going to Kinko's, pressing up copies of my own.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah.
So, about time I had did the show and did the whole competition thing, my mind was already made up that this is what I wanted to do with my life.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, I've been dormant for 10 years. I've laid dormant as far as musically to go all the way back under, and I'm not talking about as a step down because the culture is way bigger than it ever was. To go inside the battle culture is a draw. I'm just adding on to my legacy. Man. Personal life, I mean professional life. I'm just adding on to my legacy.
Man, since we going back there, man, too raw for the streets too.
Alumni.
But listen, man, before we get there, man, because
Too Raw for the Streets invented the DVD market. Invented.
Damn.
They invented the DVD market. Smacking them after.
Nigga.
They come up, Fendi and them after. Arliss after. Cocaine City after. Too Raw for the Street.
Listen, I want to know your upbringing though, man, because we know that you went to a good school.
Yeah, I did.
You know what I mean? But one thing people don't talk about is, you know what I mean, Eness upbringing. Okay. Yeah, schooling. We don't talk about schooling, but we don't talk about your upbringing. Like, how was it for you before you even got into the rap world?
You know, I was raised in a family of mostly all women. And my dad was around. Like, my dad had a professional career. He worked for the National Park Service, straight out of the Navy. And my mother's a registered nurse. So I come from a family of career-orientated background, you know what I mean, just to say the least. And we was heavy in religion. So I was one of those kids that was made to go to church every Sunday. And we had to go Monday for Bible study. Oh, man, I remember that. Tuesday for choir, Wednesday for this. And
you was in the choir?
Nah, I mean...
You probably did tennis. I was tennis.
It was more of a force thing. Like, you know, when, you know, special things that happen in church or whatever, like Easter ceremonies or like that, they would ask the kids or like the younger generation within the church to sing. So that we would have the people come in and help us. So that added later on to my musical prowess and the way I absorbed music. But I just had a rich start. My cousin was Malika Love. She was like one of the top rappers back in the early 80s, like the Fresh Prince and Kwame and 3 Times Dope Wave. My cousin was a part of that. And you know what I mean, I just admire her and her courage, because back then it wasn't a career that was, you know what I mean, seriously looking as having a serious career.
Right.
It was something like, oh, it's a fad, it's gonna come, it's gonna go. But now, you know, hip hop is a multi-billion-dollar business. And it's birthed some of the greatest minds and the greatest songwriters and beat makers that have ever walked the earth. So
For sure.
with that said, I had a pretty good upbringing, but you know what I mean, coming from a dysfunctional family where we had history and drug abuse too.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So that later spilled over into part of my career dealing with the demons that come with that.
I never heard you even open up about that, man. And I'm glad because you know what I mean? I went through it. It's like, it's
people gotta know
illness.
People got to know my whole story before they judge me, because people always saying, Ness ain't do this, and Ness ain't drop nobody, Ness ain't bust his gun, and Ness ain't do this, and he ain't kill dudes, and he ain't shoot this boy. And I was always guided to be an academic, have an academic career.
Okay.
I was always pushed that way. No matter how far I pushed to the right, to the left side to do something wrong, I was always clunked in the head and
you had a calling
and reset to do, like, no, you go to a good school.
Yeah.
You took the test. You worked your way out of public schooling to be able to go to a school that mainly nurtures and develops students with high IQ level.
Right. That's
so.
dirty.
With that being said, it just was times that my life, you know what I mean, it was going good, then it went bad, then it went good, and it went bad. So that's why my first mixtape was called Rhyme or Crime. Same way Neat came out with Dreams and Nightmares, it's kind of like the same kind of like theme. Dreams, nightmares, rhyme or crime. Like, do I want to rhyme and take this shit seriously, or do I want to be in the streets? Dreams, nightmares, same shit. So it's like, from Philly, subconsciously, we all got that mentality, and we all have these titles and these ideas that we put into the atmosphere that we all share these same feelings.
Real shit.
We all telling the same story.
Real
so
shit.
it bothers me when I don't see I don't see us supporting one another like we supposed to.
Right. Yeah, that's Philly.
And sometimes I fall victim to it too, because I get caught up in the bullshit here and the he say, she say, and the gossip, and what people saying bad about me and what people saying good about me. And sometimes I start lashing out. But you know what I mean, that's only,
And Bill Collector battle.
Right.
I saw you and Bill Collector busting it up like a motherfucker.
Right.
And you was like, damn, I wasn't supposed to fall into your trick because I knew you had a trick when Bill Collector was saying what he was doing to get Philly in the run. So I can contend to that, though.
So
that's
it's
crazy.
like, I'm going to admit my faults, and I wasn't always like that, but I've learned more of the twilight of my life to embrace the L's as well as the W's. And that's what these niggas ain't doing, and that's what I'm here to speak on today. My niggas got to start embracing these L's y'all be taking.
Talk about it, man, because it's like, people were scared to take the L. It's like Floyd Mayweather.
Regret.
Like, you know what I mean? Boxing, Floyd. Like, what the fuck? But this is it's entertainment, right? You take your L, you come right back.
How will you ever be a boss if you never take a loss? It just doesn't happen.
At all.
Talk about it, man.
It doesn't happen.
Talk about it.
Because, like the conversation we had outside, how would you know what to do when something goes wrong if nothing goes wrong?
Right. That's real shit.
That's hard.
And these were tests as a man. There's a lot of shit that's been done to me, and I didn't return the favor like I supposed to. And there's a lot of shit I did to people, and they didn't return the favor like we supposed to.
Right.
We just gonna keep it like that.
For sure.
And there's a balance in that world where it's a certain amount of good people out here, and there got to be a certain amount of evil people out here. And that's what keeps the polarity. Without that, shit just gonna crack in half, and then, you know, it's gonna be chaos everywhere. So I say that to say this: me being around, still being talked about, is my most ultimate reward. Because I can name 10 artists right off bat that have flourished in the last 10 years, and you don't hear about them to this day.
Right.
So I tip my hat to people like K Walker and stuff like that. That's, you know, being able to make a bridge to these both worlds. Having songs on the radio and being in the battle talks.
Right.
That's big responsibilities.
It is.
I'm the one who created those big responsibilities.
And that's what I want to get into, too, because You create a lot of things and shit like that.
I've created that responsibility of having the weight on my shoulder of producing music that has to be sold, and has to be packaged, and has to be, you know what I mean, pushed a certain way. And going back to my roots and still battling on a big platform.
Damn.
Nobody has juggled it and weighted on that type of scale like I have. And even through my losses, my wins, and my draws, I've still always called the challenge. I always step and rise to the challenge. And that's where we got the Philly versus Jersey.
Right. And we like you said, your losses. Let's talk about your losses and shit like that, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Let's skin over the
first loss I took, clear loss, DNA. We all seen that.
But let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. You had the fucking you lost before you walked in the building. My opinion. The whole crowd was against you. DNA was right here. And
it's a certain energy, and you know, New York. That's like my second home. Like we recorded, like 3/4 of the show was recorded in New York. The infamous Cheesecake Walk, the hanging out in the studio countless hours, the in and out of town. That's where we was based at. So New York is my second home. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck what you hear me say. That's my second home. That's where I spent the most second time in my life is in New York City because it's so close to Philly.
Right.
So the way that I was treated during the first DNA battle was just a spill off of, you know, the time that I had when I battled my son.
Right.
On the World Series of Hip Hop.
That was heavy.
So everybody had looked at me like this cookie cutter rapper from off of, you know, making a band as far as the reality TV is concerned, and they really never took us serious as real artists. And you know, it was days I had to spend in the studio just rapping for hours, and people just walk in like, you know what, damn, that could really go. Like I like niggas like Black Rob, niggas like G Dep, niggas like Boom. This is how I got all their respect, just by doing what I naturally know how to do. Is rap. So this is where you got the resurgence in 2020. I took it back to my roots, and I didn't care what nobody had to say about me. I didn't care what nobody had to say about me financially, about me career choice, or what that I did wrong or what I did right. I just took it back to my roots. I know how to do this. And anybody that feels otherwise or disagree, they hating. Because what I say is straight facts, is flames, and it's sturdy, and I stand on it. Anybody that hates that, they just in the sucker shit. Right. Because same way you got people, sturdy people mad at people to do sucker shit, you got suckers that mad at people to do sturdy shit. And that's just the way it is.
That's real, man. Well, you after your loss and shit, after all your losses,
I took that L. You know
but
why?
you got a chance to.
They psyched me out. They had me thinking that the talkative way and the new way they do battle rap was the way that I was supposed to get up there. So then, you know, they knocked me all the way back down. I think I was top 3 ranking. Like I was on Summer Madness 2, the legendary card.
Hold up. That check was probably crazy too. That check, you coming back? Right, go ahead.
I'm just trying to lowball Philly niggas, and I don't blame niggas like H and Cassidy and Reed for being so sturdy on the prices. I don't care because they be trying to really give us whatever they want to give us. Then they try to really chime in on where we at in our lives as career-wise, or what we're not doing and what we are doing and how relevant we are and what they got going on. And it's all about a used thing. It ain't about...
My thing is, why do I heard, you know, and I was negotiating pay, trying to get H back in the ring. Shit was Stiz for a longer time.
Facts.
One thing that I didn't like that Stiz did was, and not to shout to Stiz, out to the Battle Academy.
Shout out to the Battle Academy.
You know what I mean? We talking. This is the PHILLYFIRST48. But
no, this real facts right here.
Don't put us on pause to pay an out of towner though. How you gonna put NH, a nigga that ain't battling so long, but killing shit like, and you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? That's my brother, and I'm gonna stand up for him and take brother out of. This is how I feel about H. You know what I mean? How you gonna say, oh, hold up on your pay? And this before H wanted the 10,000. We was about at like probably 5,000, shit like that.
Okay.
Then we got up to like 7,000. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it was like he was like, hold up, let me pay this person first, and I'm gonna pay that person pro. Okay. Did you ever get hit with that before?
Yeah, I've had these issues with the Battle Academy before, and I've took the hit for it, and I've received a lot of flack against it. And this was around the time I was battling K-Shine. And to my unbeknownst, he was paid his full asking price. And, you know, I got paid half, and then I was still the day of waiting on my second half.
Right.
And I kind of felt that, you know what I mean, we Philly, we the home team. So, you know, I felt as though they were supposed to take care of home team first before they took care of the away team.
Right.
But then, you know, I had to sit and think about it business-wise. And this is where the homie shit always fucks it up. You gotta understand, the business is a business. You know, no matter whether they decided to pay my opponent more and faster and decided to pay me lesser and slower, I still put my name on that. You see what I'm saying?
That's outfine. You're a legend, man.
So listen, I ultimately took full ownership when I committed to doing a battle. No matter what paper. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm putting my John Hancock on it and I'm standing on it and this is my word and that's all we got.
Right.
It's our word. So
right.
When the money thing starts being an issue, I start slowing up off the pen. Which is a no-no. You never do that.
Right.
Because you're already in the middle of it.
I got you.
So I slowed up off a pen and initially to hurt them. Not giving them look, you know, and this is real fact. I never told them this, so this is like exclusive shit.
Yeah.
So I slowed down off the pen to hurt them.
Yeah.
But it didn't hurt them.
It hurt you.
It hurted me.
Damn.
So no matter what the price is, your performance is your performance.
Fuck,
Remember, you're getting paid 5 or 10. I see a lot of people that get paid 20 and up, and they don't have the performance that I put on for 5 and up. See what I'm saying?
See what Surf getting?
See what I'm saying? And not to put Surf out there, but, you know, he's one of the highest paid, and his performance sometimes doesn't match his pay grade. I'm just putting it out there.
Right.
So, you know, when H and some of these battle rappers out of Philly that's been around for a while and they demand a certain price, they deserve it. And I'm not taking away nothing from that. They deserve anything they ever asked for. But when it comes down to business, is the promoter or the people that's having a battle going to see a profit off of their money?
Right.
Are they going to get the 10 or 5 or whatever they paid you back and make a profit?
Right.
Because would you pay somebody a certain amount of money that they wanted and don't see no return off of it? It's not business.
It's not.
And that's where the homie shit come in and fuck it up at.
Damn.
And people gotta separate the homie shit from the business shit.
I'm glad you broke it down like that, man, because everybody will be like, oh, why Joe with your head didn't come back? Oh, why K-Dot didn't come back? This is what's going on,
Niggas gonna
man.
make their return to the ring when they want to. And
And
it's
it
a personal choice. When you ready, you ready.
Yeah.
I've talked to all these dudes way before the resurgence of Philly battle rap. I've talked to Reed, I've talked to Cicero, I've talked to RJ Payne, formerly known as Rain Man, and all these dudes told me no. And one by one, all these dudes wiggled themselves back to the ring. So we all took hickeys because they always want to divide Philly up in clunkers and to make us look bad. And that's what always been an agenda.
Wow.
That's always been an agenda. Now, I was asked maybe 8 years ago to gather up the Philly battle rap scene.
From Smack.
And we were supposed to have the lockdown card. That lockdown card was supposed to be right after the Summer Madness 2 card that I was on.
Oh, shit.
I was asked by Smack personally to round up the Philly Cicero, Joey, NH, Reed, Rainman. I was supposed to round up all these dudes and not, you know, round them up like they under me, but I was supposed to bring us all together and sit them down to see if this is what we wanted to move forward with.
Damn.
And all these dudes individually told me no.
Oh, shit.
And the only one that kept to his word was maybe Joey and NH. They said they didn't want to do it no more. They never returned.
Oh, man. So you been got a phone call.
I've been got a phone call.
Wow.
So this whole thing with me and Smack is odd and it's weird. And it's frustrating because my fans,
But y'all always had a
see me when
relationship.
we always had a relationship.
Yeah.
But it seems like after the Summer Madness 2, I guess I just crossed the line that shouldn't have been crossed with many other battle rappers that have got on there and crossed way longer and bigger lines than I've ever crossed and had returning performances on the URL stage.
Right.
So at this point, I don't know what it is, and I'm just going to leave it up to God's hands. But this is what I want to say: you cannot demand something that you know factually you're not out there beating the pavement and not being that relevant to deserve that type of price. I don't care fuck who you are.
I got you.
You could be ludicrous.
Right.
I'm not going to pay Ludacris the same much money I'm going to pay NBA Youngboy. I'm just not. I know NBA Youngboy is going to bring a bigger crowd, a younger crowd that's going to probably spend more money. I know Ludacris is going to bring a certain age group and they're going to spend a certain amount of money.
That's a fact.
I'm going to pay maybe NBA 25 before I pay a Ludacris. And that's no disrespect. Ludacris is one of the greatest artists.
Right.
But right now, if we talk about right now and we talk about business and we talk about the dollar, I'm not paying Ludacris as much as I'm paying NBA Youngboy. I might not pay NH as much as I'm paying a Tay-Rock from out of town.
Right.
I might not pay Ness as much as I'm paying K-Shine. Because these are the dudes that the light is on.
Right.
If you want Gucci's, you can't go in the Gucci store and say, I only got $250. Buck, listen, Buck, come back when you got the $650. Then you can have these. Until then, us against him. It's never like, let's pick his brain and see where we at before we just alienate him and make him a target.
Right.
I've always walked into a dangerous situation. So the J Mills was a situation. The Hollow Man was a situation where the whole room was against me. And the DNA, we just kept repeating the same behavior.
The Hollow Man?
Listen.
No, I just want to know that, man. I always wanted to know that.
H is my man. I don't like, this is a touchy subject between both of us. Because y'all get me in my bag and I start saying things and the H call me, damn, why you say that?
How long ago it happened?
Like this.
How long ago it happened?
I don't even like the fact that really Stiz and them got me battling K Walker. Because really, I really don't, because I've been told 3 weeks prior to me and K Walker's epic live rant, whatever, go back and forth. I was told 3 weeks prior to that these are my next battles: Av, Chef Trez, and K Walker. I told K Walker this at the Hip Hop Since 1987 interview with Wild Tune and DJ Ismatic, Coalition DJs, that he was next on the plate. So when he's over there talking to y'all after the still
you came out of nowhere
battle,
like,
he like, yeah, without me, it just would fall apart. And I said, whoa, no. So I chimed in, bro.
I never saw it Ness like that, yo.
I didn't.
Yo, this nigga went.
But see, K took it some type of way because he had his son with him, and I respect.
No, we had his son was cool. I was feeding his son fucking apple cat.
He act like that was the basis of disrespect, like that he had his son with him.
But you was right at his ass.
I mean, look, I gotta sell a fight.
Yo, Ness is like,
nobody has brung light back to battle rap like Cassidy. Let's not forget. Let's not play around.
Shout out to Cass.
Let's not play around.
Cassidy. You right.
No matter
his
what,
fucking face-off's better than his battles.
No matter what we feel about him, what he does as far as his performance is concerned,
right?
He has brought the most light and awareness to battle rap that has in a long time. Just with his face-off, and his promo, he got the best promo in the game in the world.
Salute to him.
So like we not going to play. This is different. It's different times that you can't be in your feelings and like, Ness attacked me when I told you Three Pirates what it was, and you should already know what's going on. I'm promoting the fight. Me and Bill Collector,
he's a tourist.
We like this though.
He's a tourist, man.
I don't got nothing to do with astrology, signs, and all that. I kept it sturdy. I told you what it was. You should always seen the hook coming.
Ness was at his ass. Ness was adding. I'm
adding because you cannot say that you like holding it all the way down when you get in the battle rap and you say, I could lose a couple of these Jones because I'm just get starting off. That's not the mind of a champion. That's not the heart. That's not the spirit of a champion. So you can't be like 2 years later from that catching Hickey saying, yeah, without me, it would just fall apart. And that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, like I said, man.
I'm not singling him out. I'm singling out anybody.
Right.
He's not the only name that came across my radar. They've been trying to get me battle with Kaboom. Stiz, Rick, stop this.
Kaboom?
Yeah, stop this. Stop trying to get me battle Philly dudes. They're trying to get me battle Tech. They're trying to get me battle Reed. Niggas don't even know. I was supposed to battle Reed on the Creed 2. K Walker just slipped up battling Reed because Reed didn't want to battle me. The producers of the show wanted me to read the battle. Not K Walker and Reed.
They wanted Reed and Ness?
They wanted Reed and
Ness.
On the BET Creed 2 pup.
Oh,
they
man.
wanted Reed
K
and
Walker,
Ness.
yeah, he talks about that too. Yeah,
I know. He talk about that sturdy, but he don't know. I don't know that I was up there with the producers. He's just he's like you mean, and I'm not taking away nothing from him because I fuck with K, but the way he took this shit personal, I don't like it, and I have to speak on it.
Yeah,
I gotta speak on it. I'm against it.
Right.
I'm with the Philly versus Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. I fuck with Jersey.
Right.
You know, I spent the third most time because it's so close to Philly.
True.
Shout out to Jersey. I have no rank with Jersey. When it comes to battle rap, we are the top spitters. We are the apex predators. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Right.
Whether we lose, win, or draw. Win, lose, or draw, we are the apex predators in battle rap. So it hurts me when NHs and the Joeys and the Reeds and the Rains and the Ciceros, we not in it all the way in it. Like how I'm in it. I sold more records than all these dudes and I'm in it all the way. So how can you dudes not be? That'd be my argument. You dudes getting so much money that an artist that went gold, fresh out the gate, never sold a record before that, is all the way in it. I'm in it. I'm in the mix. I'm not on the outside being a spectator talking about it, getting a few battles a year. I'm all in it. At the peak of my career, 2016, I had 8 battles that year. I mean, we battled 8 people.
Damn.
And top tier names: B Magic, Shotgun Suge, Cortez, fucking Hazy. Like a lot of dudes want to come up that was killers, and a lot of dudes that was already there. I battled Steams on DOA. Like, so I had Smack appearances after my epic meltdown with DNA. Or some of Madness too. So I've been on Smack. I just haven't been on that Smack stage, the new setup, the structure that they got now, the Caffeine app.
Yeah.
And I battle all of their talent.
Right.
That's all I battle is talent that Smack has nurtured over the years.
That's a fact.
I just got finished battling Franchise. He was one of the proving ground niggas that was coming in.
Hold up. Not to cut you off. You wasn't even on when Smack came to Philly.
That's what I'm saying. Big slap in the face.
What the fuck is that?
Big slap in the face. Big slap in the face. But we're not going to talk about that.
No, I'm just
We're going
saying.
to talk about the resolution.
Okay, let's talk about the resolution.
We're going to talk about the resolution.
And we talking about your story too. And battle rap is a part of your career.
I was always pushed into battles. I was never out fishing for battles.
Right.
Or wreck chasing on the battle side.
Right.
I've always battled to prove my skill, my talent.
Right.
Any of my content hasn't been directed at my opponent. It was always content that I just had in a stash or had these 10 raps that I know niggas gonna fuck with.
Right.
And that's where it was. And until then, my J Mills battle, when they start breaking it down to rounds and minutes and start putting boundaries around it, all I knew was come to the battle with my hottest and my most ready material.
Right.
Until then,
so we gonna end this with a fucking freestyle, y'all. We gonna end this joint with a nice freestyle. We gonna close it up. Check us out. Our next we got K-Dot, y'all. K-Dot is gonna give us an interview Friday the 18th. Let's go. Let's do you ready for the freestyle?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
That's good.
You already know.
Recording like that. Come on. Go ahead.
I'm taking rap to a new plateau. It's Lou Jocko stove. You just mad you can't do that though. Move that dope. It all depends on you that broke. Lick a shot in the air to see if you that woke. Pretty soon ain't gonna be no one to shoot at, bro. It's a war, pick a side, damn, are you that slow? Last night, damn, I think I seen a UFO. The 5G conspiracy, the whole US know. It ain't but the size of the ocean. It ain't the motion, but the size of the ocean. I'm about to take him back underwear, it's potent. The man, the second-hand smoker, have him rolling. If I don't like the atmosphere, then I'm rolling. Show him better than I can tell him and look like I'm rolling. Why is everybody acting like I own? Playing mind games, fraud like I don't know. I don't trust niggas as far as I can throw them. Right. Emails from Puff, calls from Leah Cohen, outspoken. The rock initial been outvoted. Even when the odds against me, I'm rocking Balboa. Flamethrower, heavy hitter, heat holder. They walk around with submachine guns on each shoulder. They even want to be like Mike, be over. Niggas think they all G.I. Joe till they meet Cobra.
Yo, yes, just like that.
I want to see he got to do with the beat.
Just like, no, the beat is it.
I want to hear that shit on my line, though. Put the groundwork in. I'm going to end this, man. Y'all know this the Philly First 48 podcast.
Philly First 48 podcast.
Eness,
shout out to my brother Matt.
You already
shout out to my brother H.
All right, come on.
Yeah.
You got
shout out to my nigga Danny.
Right?
Shout out to my nigga Ronnie.
Let's go, baby.
Gang.
Yeah.
As long as everybody winning. For everybody not to know, that's what it stands for. Long as everybody winning.
Know that.
Epic them niggas wins.
Alright, you right.
My biggest losses, my smallest loss is more epic than y'all biggest win.
We gonna get there. But no, I want to know. Don't you get tired of that cheesecake shit, man?
I don't get tired of it because it's my legacy.
Let's talk
Without
about
that, people wouldn't have nothing to say. I want to be.
Do you regret walking for fucking cheesecake?
February 31st. February 31st.
Let's do that today.
February 31st. You know why?
Yeah, right.
Because SEPTA went on strike in the early 90s, and I walked from Barton Village to 17th and Diamond. For nothing, for free.
That's so nervous.